I'm gonna show you how to get from this to this in just a few easy steps. Hello my loves, I'm Rimbella and welcome to my channel. Neutral soft glam makeup is my literal signature look, so I'm going to show you guys how I achieve this look. The first thing to do before you even start applying your makeup is to have a really good base. This for me is a good moisturizer, sunscreen, and Vaseline in your lips. Literally, that's all it takes. I use the Weleda Skin Food, the light version though, because I use sunscreen, which can be very oily and it can leave my skin looking very oily throughout the day. And then I use this Bondi Sands sunscreen. This is a very important step. You can literally skip your moisturizer, but don't ever skip sunscreen, especially if you are going out. The first step in the routine is a skin tint and not a foundation. Because this is my everyday makeup look, I do not want to do too much, and I feel like a foundation every single day is hard for me to do. So a skin tint is easy. This one is lightweight but also very full coverage. Well, not full, but it's like full enough for a day-to-day look. It gives a really beautiful finish. This is one of my favorite skin tints. I've tried so many skin tints this year, but this Maybelline is just 10 out of 10. I use this in shade 03. I think it may be one shade a bit too dark for me, but it's like very much blendable. I then blend with this Real Techniques brush. This is the 200 blush. Real Techniques brushes are my favorite for blending in my makeup. I don't know how to describe it, but they just do something, you guys. They just do something. I prefer to blend in my skin tint with a foundation brush and not a sponge, because the sponge gives a more sheer finish than I would like, because the skin tint is already like skin tinting. It's not a foundation. I don't want to use a sponge. But when I do use a sponge, I use the sponges, the Cocoa by Chloe Cosmetics sponges. Those are really good. Those are like, they literally will blend out your makeup like butter. So my technique with my makeup is to just, more than anything, spread it, and then I'll blend once the makeup is like spread all over the surface of my skin. Towards my hairline area, I am more careful because I don't want to stain my hairline with makeup, because that's just such a long day for me, and yeah, it ruins everything for me. So I'm very careful in that area. I'm gonna do that bit last. To blend the product into my skin, I pretty much just tap the brush onto my skin. Because I've already spread my makeup all over, I'm just like tapping it in to make sure it's giving skin. And we're not there, but we are almost there. I'm just gonna keep tapping on areas where I see it hasn't blended. I also tap the product onto my lids because I am not going to use an eyeshadow base. Nor am I really gonna put on any eyeshadow. Don't put too much under my eyes because I'm gonna put on a concealer later, and I don't want there to be a product buildup that will cause cracking of my concealer. I'm happy with my base. If there's anything that's not really blended, I will just deal with it later. And the next thing I'm going to do is to contour. I contour every single day, honestly speaking. I know that's not like everyday makeup, but me personally, I need a contour on a daily basis. For day-to-day looks, I love to use this curve case by Mitchel. This is in the shade Light. It has got blushes up here and contour and bronzer down here. I'm going to use the lightest shade called Collectible, which is this one. This is the coolest shade. I'm using this to contour, but it's an everyday look, so we don't want to do too much now. I'm just going to pat my brush into the thingy-ma-blobby. To achieve the most natural look, I'm going to place the product where my natural shadows occur, which is here. We're gonna come this side. I'm not gonna add more product onto the brush. I'm just going to apply whatever's left from. Okay, now all I'm gonna do is blend. The trick with blending here is that you do not want to swish your brush around. You just want to tap and blend. You just want to tap where the product is and blend. On this side, I think the product went a bit higher than I would have liked because I want to place my blush there, but that's okay. We can just fix that later. All we're doing is blending. And I'm also gonna drag some of the product up here to my forehead where the sun would naturally give me a tan, even though I don't tan at all in the sun. But let's say I did tan, this is where the sun would hit. I'm gonna take whatever's left on the brush and just hit my nose a bit. The next step in our routine is our blush. I'm going to use this shade Strawberry Cream. I'm literally going to mix this up with my fingers and I'm going to place it directly at the bone of my cheek. And then I'm going to place it on this side too. Then I'm going to blend with this little brush. I'm going to be swooshing the product around in circles around where I put it on my cheekbone and also down the apples of my cheeks a bit. Now with whatever is left on my brush, I'm just going to brush it over my nose just a tiny bit. The next step is concealer. I'm using the Huda Beauty Faux Filter concealer in the shade Royal Icing. This is perfect for me, guys. I absolutely love this concealer. This is my favorite concealer. I've tried so many this year. I'm gonna let that set for like maybe 10 to 15 seconds. Then I'm gonna blend everything with this. This is literally a brush meant for blending concealer. This is a Real Techniques. It's the 242 brush. I hate it. I like it because I think it's fit for purpose, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes, especially when I'm trying to achieve a certain kind of look, it doesn't work because of how feathery the bristles are. But for a look like these, it is perfect. You just blend. Guys, if there's anything you're gonna do with your makeup, it's just like ensure that you blend it. Honestly, it doesn't even matter what products you use, how much you apply. If it's blended, it will be snatched. I'm bringing the product a bit lower so that I can blend into the blush that I applied earlier, and a bit down my nose, not too much, just whatever residual product is on my brush. And this is how one side looks. So now that I'm happy with how my concealer is blended, I'm going to set it. This is very important, otherwise you'll get crease.com. I'm setting it with this Huda Beauty setting powder. This is in the shade Sugar Cookie. This is, I think, the lightest shade they have. So naturally, it's gotta be my shade. Because, yeah, child, I need like literally white powder to set my eyes. Otherwise, it's gonna be like too dark for my skin. I'm just tapping it on. I'm not like baking. I'm applying a bit of product. I'm applying a bit of product on the brush and then just dusting it off so it doesn't apply cakey onto my skin, and patting it onto where I put my concealer, including the nose area. I don't wear eyeshadow on a day-to-day basis. All I do is take this brush I used for my contour and just dab it over my eyes to give me a bit of the color. It's not much, but it makes a small difference. The next step are my eyebrows, which I'm gonna do off camera. So I'm pretty much happy with my base. I'm gonna set it all with a pressed powder. This is the HNB Cosmetics Airbrush Silky Smooth Airbrush Filter Pressed Powder in the shade Fair. Guys, this stuff is just like, I don't even know, just addictive. Like, this is how it looks, and I was really scared at first because I thought it was too dark for my skin, but it actually is all right. I just pat it on with my brush. I get product on here and then pat it onto my face. Pat it into my skin, on my forehead there, making sure to, and then guys, I honestly even stamp a bit on my brows, just a little, but don't move the product on your brows, just like sort of stamp it on there. Then I'm gonna set it all with a hydrating setting powder. This is Cherie from the Beauty Club. It sort of sprays on like a mist. Like, it's just, I don't even know how to describe the way it comes onto your face. It's so good. It brings back a bit of life into my face after the powder. For mascara, I'm going to use this Lash Parade Waterproof Mascara by L'Oreal. I personally need a waterproof mascara because my lashes are super curly, guys. My lashes curl into my lids, and I've got hooded eyelids, so my mascara always transfers onto my lids, and I found that it's like better when I use a waterproof mascara. This is a black mascara, and I've really been considering switching over to a brown mascara because my hair is light and my natural eyelashes are in fact blonde, and it actually might be a more flattering look. I'll come back with another makeup tutorial if I try it and it actually works out for me, because that would make so much sense, honestly. For my lips, I'm gonna use this brown lip pencil. It's just a random, I don't even know what brand this is. This pencil is pretty sharp, which is what I would like. I'm just going to flatly apply this to my lips. I'm not going to point it like a pen. I'm going to flatly, like so. Going to give it a, this is the Honey Liqueur lip gloss by Max Factor. This is in the shade Honey Rose, which is like a very, very, very cool toned bright pink, and that's what I need to get that ombre effect. I'm gonna top this all off with this Fenty Beauty lip gloss. I don't even know what shade this is. It's like the light pink. This is the final look, you guys. It's just a basic face, flawless base with a bit of lippy and a sculpted brow. You could simplify this more if you want to by not doing your brows or not doing concealer, but I personally like to put on makeup, so I'm always gonna put it on. I don't know, this is like the most, okay, it's not the lightest makeup I can do. I can do lighter, but this is just like my everyday look if I'm trying to look put together, but I don't want to spend too long on my makeup. This is the perfect routine. you.